Durban Indian curry is a unique creation of South Africa. It is a blend of traditional Indian cooking, utilizing spices and techniques that are truly South African in its flavor and taste. I'm Jacinta Timothy and welcome to SpiceWorks. Over the next 13 weeks, EastNet is proud to have Asha Maharaj highlight his favorite cuisine. Hello Asha.
Hi Jacinta.
How are you?
Gorgeous.
Thank you, you too. Tell us about what you are going to present over the next 13 weeks.
Well, let's start with today. Today I'm going to make some of Durban's favorite vegetables for the whole of South Africa. And the favorite vegetables I've chosen are something that you find as you drive along this sprawling township, you'll find trees of, and that's green bananas. I'm going to curry the bananas, and just to add a little bit of interest to it.
So today is vegetables, can I assume that?
Yes, it's vegetables.
Okay. And over the next couple of weeks, are you going to try and go into different...
Yes, of course. There'll be meat, there'll be fish, there'll be chicken.
And sweet meats, because that's my favorite.
Just keep watching, you never know.
Okay, just watch, hey? That's all. Right. What are we going to... I'm going to be assisting you, so you tell me what to do.
What I have done is I have already put the water on to boil. So if you'd like to just place the bananas in there.
Okay, how many bananas are you going to do?
Let's do 6.
Okay.
6 is a good number to work with because you know, it makes a good family-sized dinner.
All right.
As this curry is an accompaniment to the main dish.
Okay.
Put the lid on and let it boil until it's
How long is that going to take?
Well, you know, you judge it when the skin has changed color, it's darkened and it has split. Then you know that it's ready to take it out, remove the skin, discard, and then slice the bananas and prepare it ready for braising.
So you're braising the bananas?
Yes, I'm going to braise it.
What
and I have
are
all
you
my
going to
spices.
put with that?
Okay, now to braise it, you know, you've got to enhance the flavor of the otherwise very bland vegetable, which is the fruit in this case, the banana. So I'm going to use various type of spices. Here I have black mustard seeds, and I have pine mall seeds, and I have onion seeds, fennel, jeera, which is cumin, cloves, which is the heat agent, and the cardamom. So I'm going to use, no, not every one of it. I just want to show you what I have here. But for the specific curry, I'm going to use 3 or 4 of that, and I'm going to use some dried chilies, slivered garlic, and then I'll put in my onions.
Okay, and our milk is boiling. What's the milk for? Are we...
Yes, the milk actually is therefore to make a paneer. I thought I'll make it at the same time.
All right. Is it ready?
The milk is ready.
How many liters do you have in there?
2 liters of milk.
Okay.
What I have to do now is add just half a cup of yogurt.
What kind of yogurt is it?
This is full cream yogurt. Now the half a cup will do because this is a half a cup measure.
Right.
And with that I'm going to add a dash of vinegar. Now the vinegar is not absolutely essential. The reason I'm adding the vinegar is because I want it for quick setting. And all I need to do is just stir it until the curds begin to separate from the whey.
I can see.
Can you see?
Yeah.
So now that's separated very nicely. And what I need to do is place that in a muslin or a net, which I have today.
Okay, let me grab that for you.
Okay.
Shall we just put this one side? Okay. Do you want to show us now?
I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. I'll just put this over. This cloth has to be bigger than the bowl. And then you can either pour it through or just remove it like that.
So that liquid, do you just discard that?
You can discard it, but if you want a very acid tasting curry, you can use that as part of the liquid to make up gravy.
Okay.
I'm going to chop all of this in.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then now we bring this up close. And I'm going to tie it. Once I tie it and press it down, it's going to sit like a firm cake. You know?
Like a cheese, like a feta cheese.
Yeah, like a cake of cheese.
Hi, welcome back here with SpiceWorks. I'm Jacinta and we have Asha Maharaj. We are still cooking today and Asha is going to show us the process.
Okay, Jacinta, I've just managed to squeeze out all the excess moisture from the paneer. This is now the paneer. The curds and the whey are separated. And I've squeezed out all the excess, so I'm going to press it down so it forms a proper block of cheese.
Right.
And I'm going to use this tray and just put this
to form a cake. Really.
A nice cake, piece of cheese so that you can cut.
Okay.
So if you'd like to just place that.
All right. And then our bananas, let's see.
Bananas are...
Do you think it's ready?
Yes, it is ready. The
okay,
way to judge
open.
is that the skin is darkened and also it has split. So that means that it's ready.
Get your container for that.
Okay.
Switch that off.
Okay.
Sure, I'll give you a hand here. So now, what do you do?
I'm going to remove the skins as soon as it is cool enough to handle and slice them.
So tell me a bit about the ingredients or the spices that you use when braising your banana curry.
The green banana on its own doesn't have any taste. It's very bland. It's neither sweet nor sour. So I've got to add quite a bit of spices, various types, like garlic.
Tell us about our whole spices.
Okay, I'm going to first of all add, after I've heated a mixture of ghee and oil, I'm going to add the whole spices, which is jeera, that's cumin, black mustard seeds, and some thymol seeds, okay, which is ajmo. Then I'm going to have I have here some slivered garlic, which I'm going to add. And as soon as that gives off a nice...
what about the spice, this spice? What do you use?
The whole spice, those are the whole spices that I've just shown you. The powder, this is turmeric, which is good, we have to add for color. This is the heat agent, the chili. And then I have here dhania, roasted and ground. This is saunf, that's fennel seeds. And then jeera, also roasted and ground to a powder. And this is garam masala, a mixture of spices.
Is this curry going to be hot or just tasty?
It's not going to be hot. Although this chili powder to give it a nice bright color.
You've got to give that taste.
You've got to have the color. The chili is there for a bit of taste as well, for heat and color. But the rest of the spicy will give it nice flavor.
I hope you are watching. We have our green bananas ready to go. The braising is going to start in a second, so stay with us. Next step is braising the bananas. We've had enough time to cool it down. We're going to complete the peeling. Asha, shall I give you a hand here?
Yes. This is how you do it. You can make out that it's cooked when it's a split.
It's amazing that it's still quite firm,
Yeah,
you think that it goes soggy.
It's been green bananas, and if you cook it, it's quite firm.
Okay.
Okay.
Just put that there.
Okay,
How do you slice it in?
I'm going to just slice them into rounds like that.
Shall I put on the stove?
You can actually grate this if you wish. So you get like a minced banana curry.
Let me do that. I'm helping out.
Okay, the next item we need is the oil and ghee mixture. Because
let's also go through the ingredients. How much are you using of whatever?
Okay, I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of ghee, as pure butter ghee. And then I'm going to use about a tablespoon of oil. See, the ghee gives it distinction. It enhances the flavor as well. Okay, for vegetables, it's always important to put some ghee in.
Okay.
Then after that, I'm going to add in the dry spices, the dry seeds, and then add some slivered garlic and dried chilies. As soon as it becomes aromatic, I'll add the onion. When the onions soften, then I'll add the garlic and the ginger, which we have here.
Okay.
And allow
How much of garlic and ginger?
About a teaspoon of each.
Okay. And the coconut?
And that's the coconut cream. And this gives it the thick gravy that it requires. It also gives it a very nice flavor.
Taste.
Yes, it gives it a taste.
And how much do you need of that?
This is half a cup, and that's how much I'm going to be using.
Right, okay. All right.
As soon as that has come to a boil, I will add the bananas and the powdered spices.
Okay, do you want to get right into it?
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's on, just check.
Yes, it is on. I'm going to add some oil to that. It's going to wait for it to heat up slightly before adding the spices.
You let the spices. What is the whole idea?
You've got to let it
just putting
sizzle for a while and let it release its volatile oils, and that's what gives it a nice flavor and aroma. Okay, I'm going to add, first of all, thymol seeds, about half a teaspoon. Mustard seeds, half a teaspoon. Jeera or cumin, half a teaspoon. And that's it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, what next?
And I need the dried chilies.
How many chilies?
I'll just put in about 2. Just break it
Does
up.
dried chili have,
Dried
is
chili.
it very hot? Or?
It's not very hot, and not as hot as the fresh chili,
All right.
but you know, it is not sweet. Okay. Okay. It's got to fry very gently so that we don't burn away the volatile oils of the spices. And
Now,
as soon as it begins to sizzle, I'm going to add the garlic and then the onions.
You're frying it. You've got whole garlic, right?
I've got slivered garlic here. I'm going to add both
You
types.
put in quite a bit of garlic.
Yes,
in.
quite a bit of garlic. Now this you can't really measure by teaspoonsful. That will be about 2 cloves slivered. Just stir it for a while. Can you actually get the smell?
Oh, I can
now
get
as
the
it fries?
smell and it's gorgeous. And the color is just amazing.
Now we'll add onions.
Would you say that's about a whole onion? Just a
Yes.
medium size?
It's a
whole
medium-sized onion. See, the onion cooks soft and gives it a nice gravy.
Okay.
So we're just going to let it fry for a short while.
And then the
before
paneer. Should I get the paneer?
Yes, get the paneer.
Our flattened paneer.
As you can see, Jacinta is set very nicely. It's nice and firm.
Yeah.
You can actually cut it into cubes.
And what are we going to do with this? We're
I'm going to deep fry it. You can actually shallow fry it or deep fry it. We have this lovely deep fryer here, which I want to make use of.
Shall I just do it in cubes?
Yes, just cut it in cubes. You
Okay.
can sliver it, cut it in cubes, or you can cut it
Because
in...
it's quite firm.
It's quite firm, yes.
But this combination is very different because people normally just cook the normal green
Banana
curry. And
Yes.
this is it's unique.
The paneer just adds that little extra interest to it. If somebody is not quite a vegetarian and not fond of things like banana curry, at least if the paneer is there, you know, and they could eat it. The next item has to go in here. The onions are quite
Okay,
soft.
let me have a look.
Onions are quite soft. You don't want to overcook the onions. You want to leave it to a stage where it will continue to cook and dissolve to
Yeah.
form the gravy that we want. We'll put a sprig or 2 of curry leaves.
One like this. Here we go.
I think we don't want to overpower it. We'll just use 2 sprigs.
Can you use dry curry leaves or
You
fresh
can
is
use it.
better?
You can. The fresh is always the best.
Yeah?
The dry ones doesn't have the same juices.
But if you don't have it on hand and you use dry,
If you don't, if you live in Durban, you know, there's really not a problem. You have curry leaves growing in your backyard. Most people grow it. Okay, now I'm going to add the spices. I'll just draw it away from the heat so I don't burn up the spices.
okay?
Pass me the dishcloth. Okay, I'm just drawing it away from the heat so that I get all the spices in. And here, I'm going to add the chili first.
Chili powder.
Chili powder, give it a nice color. Then add the jeera.
If
The
you
fennel.
want, you can put extra chili powder depending on your taste as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But you know, you don't want to overpower it. You want the nice flavor of the spices to come through. So, well, since you said I'll give you the...
Yeah.
Okay. Just mix it well so that all the onions are coated with the spicing. I'm going to put it back onto the heat. At this stage, we're going to add the coconut cream and the tomato puree.
Okay.
First, we'll add this.
Let me get the tomato puree. Also a half a cup.
Yes, this is half a cup. And this is the ginger. Let's just add the ginger so it mixes well into the spices. And this is the creamed garlic or the ground garlic. Okay, so we use the garlic in two ways, you know, the slivered as well as the ground. And then we'll add the tomato puree.
Get that extra bit out.
Yes, you don't want to lose it because it's measured out to half a cup. And we're going to stir it. And now we're going to add the coconut cream.
That color looks wonderful.
Yes. Now you'll find that the ghee and the oil will begin to separate. And you know that that's when the tomato puree and the coconut cream is well cooked and you add some green herbs to it. Up to now we've added whole dried herbs, spices, you know, like the seeds. We've added the powdered and we added just the curry leaves. We're going to add some mint as well. If you'd like to give me a sprig or two of mint. Just the leaves.
What does the mint do?
The mint just gives it a very nice flavor. And because it is fresh, you'll actually be able to... If you'd like to throw that in? No, that's fine. Yes, just throw it in.
Okay. Wow.
That's fine.
Gorgeous.
Can you get the smell now?
Yes, absolutely wonderful.
And now we can
simmer or just throw it in immediately?
Yes. I'm just going to draw it closer to me and give it a good mix so that
coats the bananas.
All of the banana pieces
now,
are coated.
That is looking gorgeous. If only you could smell the taste.
Smell the taste.
Smell the
Let's
taste.
add the salt.
Just a pinch of salt.
No, you know, in curries you always add enough salt at the beginning. You don't serve salt and pepper cellar at the table because salt has to draw out the moisture and cook it as well. I'm going to let it braise well in its own juices before I add some water to cook it. In the meantime, I've got the oil heating for the paneer. We'll cover that for a while and we'll allow it to cook. As soon as it comes to a boil, we'll add the water.
Okay. So shall we do the paneer?
I need a bit of flour to toss this in. Just a bit of flour to toss this in.
Well, you wanted
just so that it doesn't...
What does that do?
It's, you know, it keeps it firm and gives it a nice brown crust.
All right.
As soon as the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to turn it, I'm going to drop this into it.
Okay. Right, we're in the final stages of our banana curry. Just about to fry the paneer and just add that into the banana curry. Let's take a look.
Okay, we've coated it with flour.
Okay, oops. Have a taste.
It's bland actually, there's not much.
No taste.
So you've got to put it into the banana curry or any such curry, vegetable curry, to absorb some of the flavor.
Put it in. And our banana curry is really looking. Okay. Next up, to go with your banana curry, we're making puri, and it is?
This is whole wheat flour and cake flour. I have a mixture of the two, equal amounts. Okay. And I'm going to add some ghee.
How much have you put in? Half a cup of each?
A cup of each.
Okay. And your ghee?
Just need a dollop of ghee, about a tablespoon of ghee.
Yeah.
And I need some water.
Cold water.
Just cold water. Just rub in the ghee until it is crumbly. Just add some water, about half a cup of the water. Add some more.
Bit brown?
A little more. Okay, add a little more water.
More water?
Yeah, just a bit more.
You need.
Okay, I'm going to knead it now. You gather up the flour into a ball of dough. You just mix it until all of it adheres to a ball of dough.
What else can you eat our food with today? You can have it with rice.
You can have it with rice. You can have it with khichdi. You can have it with naan. You know, or you can just have it with plain parathas or stuffed parathas.
Are you going to make some of that later?
Oh yes, certainly.
Yeah?
In our next episodes, we will do rotis and stuff like that.
So are we going to wait for that to cool down and then add it?
No, let's add it. You see, it's a nice gold color.
It's crispy.
It's crispy. Okay, we're going to roll out some of the puri now.
All right.
Okay. And to this, we just have to add some dhania, and it's done. It's ready to serve.
Okay. Should we let it simmer with the dhania?
Let it simmer, let it absorb the flavor. Now I've got my ball of dough here. I'm going to work with it. I need to break off little portions.
A bit more.
That's fine.
Okay.
Rolling
your
pin.
rolling pin.
Just roll it into a disc. I have a bit of flour for dusting. Plain flour for dusting.
Okay. You just put it like that. What does the dusting help?
It will help. It will prevent
not sticking.
Yes, it will prevent it from sticking.
Okay. Next, we're doing our gram dal. We're braising that as well.
That's soaked
And how
overnight.
have you done this?
I've just soaked it, washed it, picked over it, washed it thoroughly, soaked it, and then I'm going to now drain it.
And if you haven't got time to soak it overnight, if you just decided, you know, I feel for gram dal, what then?
You can just soak it in some boiling water for a minimum of 1 hour, and it's done.
And it did have the same effect.
Okay, I'm just going to close that and place this here. The puris.
Right, next is your gram dal.
For this, we need oil and ghee.
Okay.
Okay, you've noticed in the previous curry we did not use any cinnamon and bay leaves, but in this we're going to, so that we'll give it a variation of flavors. Just to the bay leaves. Cinnamon stick should be broken up so there's even distribution of flavor. And this is the big elaichi.
All right. That's how you prepare your brinjal.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, can I have this? I just want to split this open. You've got to open it up so that it releases the seeds. That's where the oils are, the volatile oils, and it gives it that lovely flavor.
Are you using any of these?
Yes, I will be, if you'd like to just take that. You could use a few cloves. Fennel. Thyme more.
Let me prepare the brinjals in the meantime.
Yes, okay. And whilst that's sizzling away,
So you don't actually boil
you don't boil the chana at all. It goes mushy. It becomes like dal, you know, curry dal.
Yeah.
Or pea dal. Now I'm going to add the curry leaves. At this stage, I'm going to add some onion. Garlic and ginger.
How much? Just 1 spoon again?
Yes, a loaded spoon.
I noticed you put quite a bit of curry leaves in here.
Yes, the curry leaf always enhances the flavor of vegetarian curries particularly. Of course, we use it for meat curries as well, but the vegetables are particularly nice with the flavor of fresh herbs.
Okay.
Now I'm going to add the powdered spices. Again, I'm going to add chili.
Chili powder.
Turmeric. Fennel. Dhania. Jeera and garam masala. Now if you'd like to add the brinjals to this.
Okay, how many are we putting in? We're just going to
put in about 6 or so.
Okay, there we have some ones that are done.
Okay, they just scraped and cut like this, so the flavor goes in.
Got to clean up.
That'll be fine. You see, this you can't do really much ahead of time because it begins to change color.
All right, so you got to
Okay, and now we'll just add this. This is our soaked gram dal. Doesn't matter if some of the water goes in because we're going to be adding some water a little
Anyway.
bit. Anyway. Okay, that will be enough. Add salt to
simmering of the spices again, just to coat it so that it absorbs.
Yes, so that it absorbs. A bit of salt, please.
Okay. Should I put in?
Yes, please. I would add a little more to that much more.
Why though?
So that, it's not undersalted. That's enough.
So time to simmer?
It'll take about 20 minutes because remember the chana dal is not boiled, it's raw. It needs to cook for a while.
All right. Well,
we're going to
got
add
all
some
the
water.
ingredients. It's all just doing the final bits and pieces and we're ready to eat.
We're going to add some water.
We've just completed our first episode of SpiceWorks where Asha Maharaj has cooked up a wonderful meal. We have gram dal with baby brinjals, and we have our green banana curry with paneer, and of course our puri. Before we get into the tasting of this delicious meal, because the smell is absolutely wonderful, we have a competition, and it's to win a set of this beautiful aluminium pots. But let's ask Asha how she felt about cooking in these pots.
I've never had such joy cooking in aluminium pots, particularly because these were coated with a non-stick interior. It was such a pleasure. Nothing burns.
All right. Okay, to win these pots, you have to answer a simple question. What shopping centre are we shooting the series SpiceWorks at? That question again, what shopping centre are we shooting the series SpiceWorks at? And if you know the answer, please send all your details with the answer to the above address that you see right now on your screen so that you can be a winner. All right, shall we go for it?
Yes, I think I'm going to dish you up a portion. Let me give you some of this paneer with some of the garnish, which is fresh dhania. Okay, you must try some of these baby brinjals and chana curry. I can't let you go without one of these brinjals that you so painstakingly cleaned and cut up for me. And that's your puri. Try it with a bit of these grated mango pickles.
Okay. I'm going to have paneer first. Wonderful.
Is it nice?
Have some?
Not for me, thanks. You be my guest.
I know, it's just wonderful. And I can't wait. Join me, Jacinta, next week at the same time right here on SpiceWorks, where we cook up another delicious meal with Asha Maharaj. Thank you, Asha.
Until next week, bye-bye.
He's going with his food. Yeah? Asha, do you want to do the honors?
Yes, let's get some of the people in the audience to try some.
Please, would you like to try some of Asha's meal? Have some? Would you like to try? Yeah, it's vegetable. What do you want, some bananas, correct? Yes. Yes. Come have a taste. Come have a taste. Some banana curry, some graham dal. Have some? Yes. Have some? Anyone else for some? You like it? What you want? Okay, all right.